So we are at practice session 48. It's been a while since we were out here because my engine blew up on my street glide. So Sugar's in the shop getting a new engine again, and something about faulty parts on the last one. So I guess they're not making the parts as good as they used to withstand the use. I don't know. Cheap parts from China, most likely. So anyway, we're here with Jeff, who we met at the Tampa Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle practice session, number 116. It's not out yet, but when it comes out, you can watch it. We found out Jeff was from Vero. He's a new rider. I don't know how he got himself over to Tampa from Vero, being so new. I would never have done that. Of course, I rode 1,000 miles in the parking lot before I ever went on the road. So, but he's out here practicing with us. We're happy about that, and we have a surprise. We have tall cones, so we can do the lean or not to lean, and we can put the cones on exercise 4, so we know whether we're hitting them or not. So this should be fun. We're gonna get started. Look at this U-turn. Wait 1 second. Get your preload up, okay? So first thing is first gear, second thing is cover the rear brake, third thing is preload. You gotta hear that thing, like 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 RPMs. 2,000. That's preload. Okay, now slowly release the clutch. And as you slowly release the clutch, you're just light pressure on the rear brake, not putting on hard, and you're friction zoning to the next cone. And you keep your eyes on the camera, because you're looking down. That's it. So you're still looking down because you're over there and not looking at the camera. Look at the camera. We'll just let him go a couple of times. You can model it.
Oh, okay. I was just going to get the bike out of the way.
What?
I was just going to get our bikes out of the way.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Maybe he wants to walk alongside or something so he can see? Or?
No, I just think if he watches you. Right here. So you don't have any preload. You're putting.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
You got to keep your preload high. Do it this way. This is what I did. if I have my preload on, I call it keep the revs high.
Yeah.
If you have that on, your bike will not fall over. So that's enough to scare the bejesus out of you, right?
Yeah.
So keep the preload high, the bike won't fall.
Okay.
All right? You're not going to go fast because you've got the clutch in at 1.
Yeah.
Okay, remember he talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the clutch?
Yeah.
You keep the clutch just barely engaged. That's 1. Okay?
That's 1.
Keep it at a 1. If it starts to tip, you can move it out to a 1.5.
Right. Right.
Okay? But the clutch, I mean the throttle stays at 2,000 RPMs. But don't get in the habit of looking down here.
I know.
You got to keep your eyes on. So just watch Mike. He's going to model it, and then you are going to do what he does. See how high his friction point is? Throttle's high. You should feel the clutch in a 1, and it's pulling the bike. You shouldn't shoot out of a cannon, right? So it's pulling the bike. So you should barely move. That's what makes you be able to do exercise 4, because you can't go fast, right? So let the bike pull you. So come up here and stop at this cone. Okay, eyes on the camera the whole time. It's going to make a big difference. Beautiful. Yes. Now, when you want to stop, it's almost like you're doing the brake and the clutch in like this dance. So as you start to push down on the brake, you keep that clutch engaged, and the bike starts to slow down, and you leave it in gear, like leave it going, so it keeps it upright until you're slow enough to stop, and then you pull the clutch in. Eyes on the camera. Beautiful, much better. Don't panic if you see the cone and you're not ready to stop. That's it. Keep that throttle high. Okay. Okay, that stop was really good. Did you see how you glide? You had time to put your foot down?
I almost felt like I moved that to 2.
It could be, but you were going too fast. I was going to say that. You're going a little too fast. But go around and come and do it again. Okay, so no stop is abrupt. So you don't, like when you're pulling up, kind of back up a little bit. So you have enough room to get to the next one. There you go. That's how you want your front wheel right here with the cone. Okay? Now, throttle up. 1. Nice. Yes. Beautiful. Eyes up. Nice. Good. One more. Okay. So now just practice going slower and slower and slower so that you actually have to work out the wheel.
And is it normal to feel the brake engaged like that? I mean, that's
Yeah. Yeah, you want to kind of ride the brake the whole time.
perfect.
Yep.
All right.
Go again.
I thought that looked really good.
Yeah, he's really improving.
I knew he would pick it up
It
quickly.
takes time to get it. Like one time isn't going to do it.
Right.
Okay, go slow, 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 slow. See, that's a fast stop.
Okay.
A little bit.
You want to come up here and go really slow, and then you're going to pull up to the stop. All right, ready? Eyes on the camera. Good. Good. Eyes up. Good. Really good.
That was really good. Yep, yep.
Good. Excellent. Okay.
Nice.
Now we're going to do a slow ride.
Okay, slow ride.
Did your camera drop out of that thing?
I was trying to get it out of there, so it's my fault.
Smooth stop, slow, slow, slow. Much better. Beautiful.
It's that clutch, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. So it's kind of like a, you know, a feel.
So it's never perfect. It's
Yes.
just-
You don't rush your stops. Never rush your stop. Just come to a smooth stop and focus on that. There's nothing in the way. Not going to crash into anything where you have to stop abruptly. There's nothing we do that you have to stop abruptly here today. So you just come to a smooth stop and take your time and be patient with it.
Okay.
And keep your eyes up.
All right.
Okay? So look at that sign, pool supply.
Yep.
See it? And always just keep your eyes on that. All right? And we're gonna go all the way to the end, and you're gonna match my speed. Ready? No brake this time. No brake. Ready? So it's in, out with the clutch, very fine. Look up. Clutch, yep, clutch. Okay, now come to a smooth stop with the brake.
I'm getting comfortable there.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Okay.
go around and do it again.
You see, you see the difference. So I can send him this. You can see the difference between the slow stops and starts, which he was getting. Now the slow ride, because it's different.
Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit. Now you have to kind of spend more time on clutch in and out.
Yep.
Where the stops and starts is just like clutch out, clutch in, clutch out, clutch in.
Slow, slow, slow. That's it. Okay, so now,
Have a fear of those cones.
don't worry about the cones. Just keep your eyes on pool supply,
Yeah, straight.
all right? Throttle up, and you're controlling your speed with your clutch.
So that last one I got ahead of you because I let too much clutch out?
Yes, yeah, because you don't have the brake to fine tune it with now.
Right.
And that's just to help you with your clutch control.
Okay.
All right, so let it go to where, like we're gonna go down a hill here and then it goes up where you actually have to engage the clutch a little bit.
Okay.
So this is kind of a coast. So you can't let it out very far to get going because it'll go without even using the clutch.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
All right, ready? Eyes up. See you way past me. Smooth stop.
Okay. No foot on rear brake the whole time.
I told him that.
Oh, well, he needs to practice on that rear brake, honey. He needs to be able to scrub
He
his
needs
speed.
to learn his clutch control, just like Robert says.
Robert doesn't start brand new people with no rear brake.
Yes, he does. No, come here. You got to get these first few. Okay, so we're working on just clutch control. So you can know how much to let it out and keep it in. right? So
amazing how quick it took off.
yeah, because you just let it out. You let it out to a 2. Okay, it doesn't take much. So it's micro moves to in and out, and that's where you're going to get all your control is with this hand right here. Because this one is dumb. It just stays on. Okay? Eyes up. Tiny moves. Tiny moves. Keep it in until you have to, and then let it out a little bit. See how the bike's pulling you? Yes, that was really good.
I was cheating with the brake.
That's okay.
Okay.
It was really good.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, and the brake and the stop was really smooth. Yes, it's tiny moves. So when you don't rely on the brake, it forces you to really learn how to handle that clutch. It's okay if you pass me, you're not going to die. It's just you're going to learn finer moves.
I mean, it feels like that.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That's one,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go around and do it again. Much better. Stops are good.
Okay.
Okay, so try it without the brake. And now remember, we're going downhill, so you can kind of just coast with this tiny, tiny, tiny bit. You don't even have to engage it until you start going up the incline. That's it. That's it. Let it pull you. Now come to a smooth stop.
I hit it too hard.
Well, you just don't have to stop immediately. You just can stop. Okay,
That
take a
was
break.
literally almost nothing.
Yes. Take a break though so your bike can rest. He's gonna rest and we're gonna do slow ride. But he was getting it.
He was getting it quickly. He'll get it quickly. Yeah, perfect. Look at that stop.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Perfect
That
stop.
stop was beautiful.
Perfect stop.
That's a pulse.
Yep.
Like a pulse.
Yep.
That's what Robert talks about, in out. And when during the practice sessions, in out. That's the pulse. Your word is the pulse, right? Just get a little. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
You're gonna go uphill, and so that's when you have to engage it again.
that's such a gigantic point because you see people on the lefts and rights when they don't understand that. So they do, when the bike starts moving, they let the clutch all the way out and they scatter, right? Who knows where they point it in the right direction, the thing just takes off. If you know how to do that, that's really key. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. That's why he does it.
Yeah, the slow ride is critical. I think the slow ride, if people can learn the slow ride first, then the stopping is going to be easier. But,
And
you
it's
know,
that whole, this
Yeah.
is happening.
Yeah.
And then you just,
Yeah.
and then that'll give you a little bit of
yep,
over,
yep.
over that.
And
So now
if you feel it gets like this and it gets like, oh shit, that's what trust and belief teaches is when you feel oh shit, you go like that, not pull the clutch, pull the brake, pull everything, stop,
Yeah,
stop.
like
Put down the
jam on
landing gear.
first- jam on the front brake.
You let that clutch out, and here you can do it because you're not going to run into anything. Like, who cares? You just take off.
Very interesting.
So I'm gonna start. This is loud, so I'm not gonna start it until we're done talking. But just watch my clutch hand as I do this. Now my glove keeps pinching in my clutch, so I gotta get it out.
She hasn't ridden this bike in forever.
All right, ready? No brake.
On that bike?
On this one, you can if you want.
That looks like you're way out there with the clutch. Like it's
My release is further out than my. So everybody's friction point is
Definitely cable.
the same. Like it's in a different location,
I'm saying, okay.
but where it engages is where you
You were
keep
literally
it.
just tapping into it and then letting it.
Yeah, just like if you had a rubber band,
Yeah.
so that there's just tiny bit of tension, and not pulling it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of where you can feel it go to straight. You know. Yes. Well, that's what this is. And then, or if you're in traffic, the slow ride. You know, so traffic's creeping at 2 miles an hour. You're creeping along with it, not walking. That's the best practice there is. We do that all summer long. Yeah, and there's so many people can't do that. They leave a gap and then they ride to it and break it. Yeah. But it actually gets fun because it's a challenge. So I do that right up to the red light and try not to get the red light where I have to stop, and then I try to go as slow as possible and then it'll turn. You ready? Okay. Watch his hand. Come to a smooth stop. Yeah. You see how the bike it's pulling versus going. So you're letting the friction pull the bike.
If everything up there around 2,000 is heated,
Yes.
that's like a-
Yeah. Because as soon as you engage the clutch, what happens is the power goes down. The throttle goes down automatically. So if you keep it at 2,000 and then you engage the clutch, it's going to go down without you even letting it go down. Yes. Yeah, there's no throttle. There's no throttle work. It's like you can just leave it there.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Somebody's nudging you just to get rolling. You balance the roll. If it gets panicky, just let that out a little
right,
bit.
so you're not balancing, you're actually using the friction point to keep you up because the throttle's in 2,000 still.
It's always there.
Okay, and then you're just using this like little elastic band with a tiny little pressure on it
Yeah. Okay.
and not making it expand.
Right.
You're just holding it so it's taut.
Yeah.
Remember Robert in the class says, how much does balance matter? How much does it matter, if you remember that section? And everyone's like, 100%, 0%. None percent.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys were making just a standard turn in the friction zone, is 2,000 always the number that you're kind of in? So you'd always be somewhere around there.
If you're doing it straight up, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if you're on gravel, that's what that practice is for. Is like if you're on unsteady surfaces, you need to be able to make a right-hand turn straight up, like not leaning.
Okay.
As soon as you lean when you're on unsteady surface, the bike's going to fall because the front wheel will come out. I've had that happen while we were on our trips with a whole pack on. Yeah, so like, probably 120 pounds worth of shit on the back of my bike.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places that you stay, they don't tell you there's gravel. And so we were coming out, we were going to get on the road, and the normal thing that you would do to come out and get on the road is you would kind of lean a little bit. But it had a gravel apron. And I started to feel the front tire slip out because I was just going to go. And instead of, this is what all the practice is good for, is instead of putting my foot down, grabbing the brake or doing something stupid and letting the bike go over, I just let the clutch out. The clutch stood the bike back
Yeah,
up.
that feels great.
My wheel was going straight. I came out onto the road and then I leaned.
That's when you know you own it, right right there.
Right.
That's
And
awesome.
I did a like a Facebook post on that because I was like, that was one of those times where this exercise we're going to do right now, trust and believe, really comes in handy, because when you get into all these exercises and you feel like you're falling, you don't want to put your foot down. You want to let the clutch out. But you don't want to let it out. You just want to gradually let it out with control, because otherwise your bike will take off because you got your.
I mean, avoiding that one thing. That's all worth it.
Yeah,
Thing a whirl. See what you think.
that's right.
I can get those scratches out of your trunk.
I was wondering, did it make a thing or was it already?
Well, I don't know. This I'm sure I can get most of this out right here.
So now we're going to do trust and believe.
I can get that out. Yep. She wants to show you.
Wonder how many starts I have on this thing. So I'm going to ride up a little bit so I'm not here. So trust and believe is a little bit different than the first 5 steps, because you're going to put the friction zone right before 1. All right, so it's there when you're ready to go. So you got the foot on the brake. You've got your revs up, and then you're gonna let the clutch out to the point where it just grabs, and then you're gonna come off it a little bit, and then you're gonna put the other foot up where you're not moving. And as the bike starts to tip, you're gonna let the clutch out and then come to a smooth stop again. Yeah, it's really scary. It takes a bit. So, yeah. So here I go. Foot's on the brake. And it's not heavy on the brake where it's going to sit me down. It's just there. Yeah, you can do it. I got to get my revs up. No, not yet. I've got to get my clutch in the right spot. See? I'm not sure on this bike.
Gear, cover the rear brake, right into the friction zone, and then pull it back out.
Your bike didn't move. It didn't even tip. All right, see if I can do it. I'm still moving.
I couldn't believe it. It just stayed there. It was crazy. So what people do here when they lift their foot is they kick it up, and the whole bike goes like that, right? You're not kicking up with your left foot. You're just lifting your left foot. Do you hear that? Do you hear that running? That funny idle? That's this. So you push this button right here, I, give you the outside temp, your oil pressure's okay, and this is that active, so that shuts down the rear cylinder. It's supposed to keep it cooler. No one knows if it really does, but that's why it idles so funny when it gets hot like this.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's supposed to do that.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's what it's doing that. So I would make sure it's in the friction zone. I didn't want to hit that cone.
Let him try it.
Yeah, you try it. Up there?
Yeah, because it's closer to the camera.
I was trying to stick it. I like it. The clutch is fine. Clutch is, yeah.
It's like trying to blame bad golf on your clubs. You
Yeah.
can't do it.
All right, so it's your turn.
The funny thing that I found was, I don't know if you have this on this bike, is when first of all, your bike starts in first gear with the clutch in. Not all Harleys do. There's some sensor,
Oh, you got it
something.
to do that? I've never been able to do that.
Yeah, but when I started it, boom, 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 stalled. Second time, without giving it a gas, stalled. It's not supposed to do that, right? It's supposed to keep it running after you. That fuel pump's got to jump up enough in there to keep it going. I don't know if you ever have that. Do you ever have it stall when you start it?
Not really, but I mean, I block everything out.
Maybe you give it gas, yeah.
You want to try it? Show me that it can be done.
The thing that I would keep in mind is don't do what I did and wait too long. I was waiting too long because I was just showing off, like fooling around.
Yeah.
Like Robert says, wait till you feel falling. And
you
that's
saw me.
cool.
As soon as it tips.
Like I would go quicker on that as a new guy. It's my 2 cents. Do what you want, whatever she says. But
Well, I think
if you get your mind going, as soon as you pick your foot up and then get that going, then you can get used to that, and then you can wait a little longer when you feel falling. But for the very newest person, I would put my foot up, and I would let the clutch out.
And would you say
Do what you
this is to, again, get you to trust the clutch?
Only that.
Yeah.
It's only that to keep it in the power. See, that's what, like, I don't, whatever Jake wants to teach, but when you're on uneven terrain like Robert teaches, and you're in some weird thing, or you even come up to a stoplight and there's, those like
It's gravel.
dips in the concrete even, like it's
Yeah.
weird uneven. Sometimes so if you keep it powered all the way, and then if something gets weird where it starts to wobble, your inclination is to let out the clutch. You'll see it over here.
That's what you just
Daily I'll screw stuff up, and then you're like, I don't make the turn, so you either hit the brakes and it tips over, or you hit the clutch out and you go straight. Because when you pull the clutch out, it wants to stand up, as Robert says. Make sense?
Right.
Enough.
And the reason that this works, have you ever done any like neurology work?
No.
Well, you kind of have with the Dynetics. He said he's a big believer in that.
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
Okay. So what happens is to get something into your neural pathways, it's got to either be like fear or high emotion of some sort. Okay. And like, it's like getting trapped in an elevator and people like never want to get in an elevator again. Like it's like this trauma.
Yeah.
Well, you can create trauma in your body, in your neurology, in a good way. And this is what exercise 3 is. So you're in this fearful high state of like, because you are afraid of doing it. And then as you practice it, you're learning that the clutch out means stand up and go. Clutch out means stand up and go. And that gets into your neurology. And so you have to be in a high state of fear in order to do it.
Yeah. And would you
In
say
order for it to
clutch
get
out?
in fast.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
So you can get on. And the steps are the same, except for the fact that you're going to keep your foot on the brake for a second to find your friction zone. So your throttle's going to be up where it's supposed to be, and then you're going to find your friction zone. So the bike's going to go forward a little bit.
Okay.
And then you pull it back so that you're staying still. Remember I said I'm
Yeah.
still moving?
Yeah.
I was still finding my friction point. So you're right before that, and it's like literally right before it, not 2 clicks before it. It's right before it. So as soon as you move your hand, tiny little bit, it's going to engage. All right?
Yeah.
And then we'll just stand close so your bike doesn't fall over. So you can get it started.
Pull the clutch in all the way.
Yeah.
It'll start. Yeah. That's relevant if you happen to stall it at a stoplight or something,
Right.
right? So you can kick it out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, you're going to use the brake to control your speed right now because you're going to put the throttle up. You're going to look straight ahead at full supply. Find your friction zone. And then foot up.
People do that all the time.
What
Yeah.
did I do that for?
That's the fear. That's the fear, is that you hit the brake, stop.
Yeah. So so keep your foot relaxed on the brake. Put your foot up. Look up. Smooth stop.
It's a good stop. That's a good
Yeah.
stop.
So you're moving as you're doing this, but that's a start. Okay? So try it again. Keep it in. Put your foot up. You got a second. You got it.
Clutch out, clutch out.
Just let that clutch out.
Oh, it's all
No,
good.
it's fine.
all
It's
good.
scary. It took me a long time.
You're getting it though.
Believe it or not, you have a lot more time than you think.
I feel like I'm doing my first dive.
So don't stop with the handlebars turned at all. Keep them straight.
Nice, nice. What's happening with the brake and the clutch? Right? Because you'll see us, it's really just the same thing except you're turning. It's the same thing as like the slow stops and starts. Now, that's with the clutch in. We've been practicing lately, no brake. But yeah, Robert, we knew Robert was going to make us do that, so. Yeah, it's like the slow ride, right? It's like the slow ride with turning.
I feel like a brand new person on this bike because it's so different.
This time I'll do it with the brake, like Robert does it. Well, not as good as Robert does it. Clearly not as good as Robert does it. For me is a little bit of a, what's it called, a counter sitting. You're counter sitting. So just, again, watch that upper body a little bit. That was the thing for me. Like, I wasn't that smooth doing this until I figured out if I just kind of get my body to the right a little bit, it'll stand up a little more. You know what I mean? Instead of leaning in, you're leaning and trying to get it moving. Did you see that where it stopped and I've had the clutch in and I let the clutch out and it pulled me forward? So it's that pull forward, let the clutch pull you forward. Likes to lean forward, which is great. A lot of people do that. Too much lean to the right.
over before you get to the cones, like before you turn, you look first. And then it also takes keeping that throttle high. If you notice, I get it high, and then I just barely let the clutch out, and I can turn the bike. It doesn't tip over. And this is like new for me because this bike handles differently than my other one. So I feel like it'll, I don't know, it's lower center of gravity, and I'm like in closer or something. I don't know. It's all in my head. Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, this one, it's hardly.
Yeah, you're doing the slow ride right through it. And then you're using your smooth stops at the cones and at the end. But it's the exact same exercise as 1 and 2. You're just showing yourself that you can actually turn the wheel at slow speeds too. That's all you're doing, is showing yourself that you can use exercise 1 and 2, and then you turn the wheel too. And it still will keep the bike up. It will not fall over. Like, as long as my power was there, it was good.
Just go straight through, or
I do.
I should stop?
No, straight through, no brake.
Just go straight
Yeah,
through
I mean,
on the turn.
yes, use your brake, but go straight through. Don't stop at the turn.
And don't stop here. Just go straight
Yeah,
through it.
right. You want to keep your speed as slow as possible. And I'll tell you, even when you think you're crawling, it looks fast. So you really want a slow ride.
Well, you just did the slow ride, so
Wheel and rally are two different things.
yep.
But I come up here and I look at the videos and I'm like, man, I thought I was going slow. Not even close.
Yeah, she didn't mean only you, like all of us. We feel like we're creeping.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so I would just,
Yeah.
if you want, just get in line and just keep doing loops with us and whatever feels right.
And the objective is not to do it perfect. The objective is to be able to work it out when things don't go right.
Nice. You hear her bike running, right? So if you want to have a little more power, like we should be able to hear that a little stronger idle. It'll feel more powerful for you.
Tell him to keep his throttle higher.
I just did, yep.
I'll go fix that.
I got it, I got it.
Go through a couple more times. Keep that throttle high.
You got to do that again. He's got to keep going.
Look at that!
Yo! Hey, man! I quit. Come on! You did it one time. You're gonna stop. Now's when you keep going because you know.
Says a broken clock is right twice.
Whatever you want to do, man. But once you get it, man, you just got to do that like 10 times. Like, oh, huh? Let it settle in. Don't worry about doing it again. Just do whatever feels right. There it is! There it is! You gotta send that to Robert.
Building.
Huh?
I said confidence is building.
You gotta send that to Robert. What? Straight down the middle.
Look at that! All right, so have him do a smooth stop at the end.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna quit.
Oh. That was awesome.
That is funny. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think it's that throttle.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
You have to just keep it high.
Well, you can just
When
kind
you're
of feel
scared,
that
keep
power
it
point,
higher.
right? You can feel that power point. It just feels powerful going around the corner because you got it.
You got
Everything in the right.
juice.
Yep.
Was that full lock or almost?
No, you weren't
So
full
it'll
lock.
go
Yeah,
even
you got
more.
plenty
It'll go
more,
even
plenty
more.
more.
Yep.
Yep.
But you see, you don't even need to. Like when Robert has us starting like halfway across the damn thing, that's when you gotta.
Yeah, you got to
But
turn it all the way.
you don't need to.
But I'm telling you, that's easier, in my opinion, than going and controlling your speed.
Yeah, we don't.
Doing it from a stop is easier, I think.
We don't all share that.
You think going from the stop is easy?
I do.
Well, she thinks going from a stop with your front tire turned is easier.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I know all I have to do is do friction. That's it. Throttle and friction, and I'm going.
That's interesting.
No thinking about anything else.
The bike.
And probably going into it slow, you've
Right.
already got that sort of mapped
Yeah.
out, right? So
Because when you turn the wheel, you could jostle yourself.
Yeah.
If I've already got it turned, I can't do that.
Did I rev that during
Yes.
that whole thing?
Yep.
It was there.
Throttle was
It was-
great. You'll hear it on the video.
That's interesting.
What was there? What you didn't blip it. You just had nice steady
Yeah.
throttle.
Is it-
Yeah.
I didn't flip it.
Nice steady
No.
throttle. It was beautiful. And there, there's a little bit of bench pressing because you're nervous. There's a little bit of that, but that's fine. You'll smooth that out, and it'll
Okay.
just be like
Yep.
I had some brake pumping
Yeah,
on mine today.
had
Like you can see
terrible
it
at that.
sometimes when it's doing that.
You're using your brake there, aren't you?
Well, I was
Yes.
on some of them.
That's
Some of them. The first one I didn't use the brake, but I want to still.
That's
be in the
only because
practice.
Robert's got us working on clutch control.
So you're
So-
trying to do that without brake.
We did it.
When we were in Tampa, he
can
was
do it.
making us do it without the brake. That's why I was like knocking
There's
cones.
always these layers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really hard to do it without the brake. When he first said it, we started practicing here, and I was like, I can't do this. There's no way I'm going to do it. And then by the end of the practice, I started to get it. So,
Interesting.
and we only practiced it like the day before we went up
Look
there.
at though. You've been here. I mean, really, you've tried probably 6 maneuvers. You already got it figured out. Like
Yeah.
you've already done it, not figured out. but-
That's why practicing regularly
Reps,
is just
reps,
going to
reps.
get into your muscle memory. It's going to get easier and easier and easier. And you're not going to be coasting through. See, so many people wobble and coast using momentum through that. And that's not what you want. You want your bike being pulled with the friction zone
Yep.
through the exercise where you're in complete control. And you were. You
Yep.
weren't
Tampa,
wobbling.
I never even came close. I was hitting that grass. I think
Wow.
I think I had to back it up. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a mess.
See, because you didn't have the confidence that you could find your power. Now you can find the power position. Slow stops and starts like you know how to do now. 100 of the 200 of those, and now then you got it powered up. All you got to do is turn. Now you know how to do that. Next is leaning and turning, but that's you know, that's way
Right,
not.
but
We're going to do
this
that
one
next.
here, figure eight, you can probably, I mean, single serpentine, you can probably practice because there's room. You don't have to go fast. You can do every other cone.
Yeah, I'll watch you guys for a while and then just, you know.
What are we doing now?
Single serpentine.
Yeah.
So does that really set you back when you're on a different bike?
It does me, but I know it's in my head.
It's a really, really good operators like Robert can get on it. You see him just hop on other people's bikes and do this craziness.
What is that?
It's unbelievable. Well, you know what it is? Brake.
So we've been doing this brakeless.
Optics.
Starting to get better in the friction.
With that?
Yeah.
It's hard to see. I'd have to see the video. I don't see you doing it because I'm coming around, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I was doing it without the brake.
Yeah.
So
It's funny, the first couple of
I was
times,
going, it's hard to control my speed with because the friction point is different.
Right.
So I was trying to get it to pull me versus
Yep.
coast through it.
yep. The different friction points are always a challenge.
That first cone is not in the right spot if you want to move
The
it.
the bigger cones had me flummoxed the first time
Really?
through. It was like, like it was. I didn't get good lean. So like Lori said, don't worry about you get a little cone fixation, right? Don't worry about the cone. Just if you run them over, you do. Just work on a little bit of, like, if you got to do every other, that's fine. Just work on just a little bit of,
I'm trying to think so I come out the right way out there and don't hit your thing. I should go in left.
yeah. It doesn't matter either one.
You're going to alternate. So start wide and start close to this cone here. So you have room to go close to this cone.
Power.
Power. Eyes on the camera. Eyes on the camera.
That's good. That's good. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Good first start.
Have him alternate.
Does it matter? He's just trying to figure out how to weave a little bit. There it is.
You
Look
got
at
it.
That was great. That was really great.
That's all right.
The thing for him to remember right there is when he started getting into that cone, no throttle, no clutch, like all the power came out of it,
Yep.
right? So he's got to remember to keep the power into it and let that clutch out. All right, keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, good.
Yup.
Good. Yeah,
Look
good.
up, look up, look up.
That was really good. That was his best one.
Look up, look up.
He's got it powered. See, he's got it powered. That's really great. See, but look at what he just did that thing at the end he never could have done.
I know.
That was
great.
I thought that was really great. When Lori was first learning, she had a MSF coach and we were down at the high school and he had her doing these basic maneuvers, right? Stops and starts and turns. And the amazing part is, which the reason I share that with you is it's what you just did, is she would do the drill, the exercise, and it wouldn't go perfectly, right? And then she would turn around to restart the exercise. She would do it perfectly over here.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
I was fixated on those suckers.
You were, but at the end, when you hit one and you gave up here, hopefully you can see it on the camera, like you hit one, you gave up. When you finished this, it was like boom, lean, boom, perfect. Like this last one was beautiful. And you were like, you were already done. Like you were done with the exercise, you were just gonna go park. But you did it.
They're
Best.
sitting there laughing at you when you're
Yeah.
slowing down, trying to get, and you're like, no, you're not going to make it, buddy.
Yeah. But you kept it in the power. You'll see that in the video. You kept it in the power, right? The idle kept up. The first time you hit the cone, the first time through, you'll hear it. As soon as you hit the cone, no power, no low, like everything just came out, right?
Freaked me out.
Yeah, because you just, so that's the habit of staying in the power, right?
That has got to become almost like your binky, right?
Yep.
Your
Yes.
guide,
Yep.
You know,
That's
It is.
exactly what it
It's
is.
your go-to, yep.
that's the go-to.
Is stay in the power. Keep that friction zone high. I mean the throttle high.
Are you guys attempting to do this without the brake?
No.
Yeah. No, he's talking about the Serpentine, yeah.
Yeah.
Serpentine we do without the brake, but this one we do with the brake.
So really, it's designed to get you to really weave the bike.
Yeah, for me, it's I think for everyone, it's very much a lesson and that in out clutch control, right? In out, in out.
Wow.
So you want to, yeah. I mean, the idea is the nuance is this, as Warren taught us, like it's okay to do like coasting, so power coast, but ideal is you're at the proper speed where you're letting the clutch out and the clutch is pulling you, like so clutch out pull, not clutch out coast, like holy shit, I hope I'm not going too fast because I can't use the brake. You know what I mean? It's got to pull instead of coasting.
So at the kind of the apex of that weave, you're actually giving it
Yeah.
power,
Yep.
and then you're bringing it back into
Yep.
that one.
Yeah, that's the key is how much power, how long do you leave it in the power, when do you come out of the power so you're not going too fast. Like Warren, you'll see some point when he comes and practices, my man, you can hear it. You know how Robert like drops it and catches it? He does it like that. Like that's crazy. I don't,
That actually gave me the heat.
I'm a long ways away from that. Yeah. Yeah.
But
There's really no downside to having too much. There's the obvious downside to having too little, right?
yeah, if you go for it this way and it's not there,
It just ka-chunks. It just ka-chunk. Yep, no, down you go. Like,
yeah. This is the lifeline.
yeah, yeah. It's such an interesting thing, right? It's
It really is,
that
because I don't think you would ever naturally fall into riding this way at all.
I didn't. I mean, I rode for 40 years, 38 years, all over the country. Like I rode in 46 of the 48 states. I mean, real riding, not just bar
That's
hopping.
only because they teach you the opposite at the MSF.
Well, I didn't even take an MSF. It was back. I'm that old, but it was just like riding with other guys. Like no one rides like this that I ever rode with. Not one person, not a single person. In 38 years of riding, big trips all the time, and I didn't see one person like kick ass with the dragging the brake and.
The reason that I even thought I could learn to ride a motorcycle, because I was completely never gonna do it, was I saw like women that were like barely 5 feet tall riding a bike as big as Mike's, and they were doing circles and figure eights and all sorts of controlled slow speed maneuvers. And I was like, okay, it's technique. There's no way a little person like that can ride that big bike if it's, because they couldn't even touch the ground,
It's amazing.
right? So they couldn't touch the ground, so they knew how to control the bike using the throttle, the clutch, and who knew the brake, right? So I said, there has to be somebody who teaches the technique. And that's when he showed me Robert's channel. I was like, I've always learned from the person who's like the best at something.
Yes, definitely.
So if you want to play golf, you go and find the best golfer and you follow Tiger Woods or whoever. So I was like, okay, he's a police officer. He rides a motorcycle the way you're supposed to.
You're watching it.
Right. So if I learn how to ride the way he's doing it, I won't have to, rely on strength, which even as tall as I am, I still can't hold up an 800-pound bike any better than a 5-foot woman can.
The other thing is you haven't had to overcome any bad habits then, right? I mean, you're just getting all the good
No.
stuff.
So when I was learning, I learned to control my speed with the rear brake. Because every time I touched the front brake, I'd tip the bike over. So I called it the automatic tip over button. So I never would touch the front brake at slow speeds. And Robert says, don't touch it under 8 miles an hour.
Yeah, I don't even think I have that habit, but that's probably because I started watching his channel and it seemed like the cardinal sin. Don't touch the front brake.
Don't touch the front brake at slow speeds. Yes, slow yourself down coming to a stop or in traffic or whatever. But as soon as I'm in like first gear, I don't touch the front brake.
Amazing. On a bike like that, that's a little bit smaller than your other one, is that one still over 2,000 when you're doing your?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Amazing.
And it's this bike is it feels different than my Street Glide. Like I'm so used to my Street Glide. My feet position is the part that's got me messed up.
Yeah.
It's because they're more cramped than I am on the other bike.
Do you have the heel shifter on your other bike?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That seems like a trust and believe. Like, man, I don't want to hit that heel.
Oh no, I love my heel shifter.
That's not a
It's at my see, because my legs are so long, I'm too forward. Even with the extended here, this thing is in the way. All this stuff. So I don't feel like I'm stretched out as much as I am because my seat's further back too.
It is, okay.
But I have to scoot way up on my street glide to do the exercises. So you'll find that if you scoot up and you lean forward, that's how to control the front of your bike. That's how I'm able to do the 18-foot turns.
Okay. Good enough. Interesting. You know, I was sitting there, I didn't think I caused any damage with that garage door, but I did.
Honest to God, that comes right out. You can stop over on your way home, or I can bring it next time. All of this will buff right out. That one will almost come out. If you can't really feel it hard with your fingernail, I got some stuff that's magic. I mean, it's gotten so much bullshit out. So here we're going to work on some U-turns. If you want to do just stops and starts, put your kickstand up. If you want to just do watch or stops and starts, whatever you want to do, or the lefts and rights. Spaces 18 feet, 3 spaces 27 feet. The deal, what Robert's set up is 27, so 3 parking spots. He says he'd like you to do it in 24 because that's a country road, but if we can do 27, that's great. To use these high cones. get behind us and watch from the back, front or back, what Robert said he does on one side more than the other is he countersits. So Lori doesn't feel the need to do that. I love it. So you'll see when I get to the stop, I'll get my ass over. To me, that makes all the difference. Yeah, I'll send you a video from this guy Fortnite about countersitting, because it takes the like that, like I'm inside the bike and I'm doing that thing. Yeah, it's like, well, it's not so bad. I'm just on top of it here. Like the whole thing's on top of it. So just something to keep in mind as you're watching. Feeling it. I got scared.
take this one?
Yeah, and just see if you feel anything that's...
You got some 18s on the left, so the bike will do it.
What's that?
I said, you got some 18s turning left, so the bike will do it. I was wondering
Well,
if
I
the,
know. I just don't feel comfortable.
What are you
leaning
doing?
it. He wants me to ride it and see if it feels.
I wouldn't
something
try
different.
like deep U-turns, but
No.
whatever you want to do.
Crazy. When you were riding it?
No, it didn't feel crazy at all. It felt not the right riding position for me. Like, you know what it felt like when I was younger riding, because I got to throw my knees out to make a turn.
Because of this?
Because of the bars are too low for my knees. My knees are high and my bars are low. She's never ridden my bike. She's never ridden an Ultra. Yeah.
Is that what this is?
This is an Ultra just like mine, same year and everything.
Wow.
See all the power? Yeah. Well, that's not even like a ton, but that's not like too much. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's where it gets weird right there. Like a different bike. Just how that leans and how the whole thing powers. Yeah. I like that color though. And some of the colors are kind of boring, but that's kind of nice two-tone.
Feels a little different. The clutch is a little different than mine.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are tabs, man. Those are well, your bike. My bike has a cam, and it's without the catalytic converter. Those are Reinhardt pipes. They were just slip-ons, not as nice sounding as the tabs, and they didn't really even sound that good until he removed the catalytic converter, and then it really woke up.
So my clutch is a little different.
Is it?
Yeah. I have an Oberlin, and it lets my grab be different. Yours is out further than mine. That's why I felt like I was in neutral still. So yeah, you have to let it out quite a bit further than I do.
What I was wondering was, is there such a small zone that's so far away that it's kind of like, you know, is there an adjustment?
Yeah, for a smaller hand, I can see that making a difference because if you got an Oberlin, you can make it
You
come
saw
in
that.
closer.
We showed that to you on
That
the worst bike.
adjustment thing?
Yeah. Yep.
So they can do that with the hydraulic clutch.
That's
Oh,
what mine is.
Super easy. That's it.
Yeah,
it's a clip on.
you
Yep.
you just take this one out and put the other one in. It's like even we can do that.
I mean, that's
it's-
almost within our mechanical ability,
Yeah.
almost.
But I'll tell you, it makes a world of difference because I don't have to let it out as far.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, am I in neutral? Like, how come I'm not going yet? Yeah,
That's-
the handlebars are a little different. Like, I'm up higher with my handlebars.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
that'll make a difference for you.
The bars.
Yeah, I've never ridden Mike's bike.
You can go well. No time like the present. I mean, you can take big loops. You want me to point it in the right direction?
Yeah.
Fred!
That's the first Ultra I've driven.
Is that right?
And this is going to be the second.
That's awesome.
And then to try to lean it.
I'll tell you what, first gear is taller. You go faster in first gear on this.
Yep. Hard, isn't it? I don't feel so bad. It's not just me. Right?
it. That's why heritages don't work, is the first gear's too tall, I think. You want to try it?
It's hard.
With you, like, great job, good, you got it, like. The other guys don't do that. No, the other guys don't do that. Hitting the wrong way. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is that you got to get the proper instruction.
My whole childhood, I was a track man and computer.
Really. Practicing better form. Yeah. Really. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. Nope. No, it's fine. We've been recording these for a long time, and we just got our microphones. And when I watch them without the microphones, it's like a sedative. Because all you hear is that rumbling, slow rumbling of the bike. I find it to be so unbelievably relaxing. I can't stay awake. Yeah. Yeah, I like that guy. Yep. Yeah, he's got a couple new ones out. Yeah. Yeah. Clutch engagement and your power. You can't, because it's just centrifugal force, right? But when you, like on those lefts and rights, it started, because I pulled off of it, and then you start to lose power to pull that clutch out. You're like, oh, okay, now I remember, you can pull that through.
If you wanted to, could you do that exercise with the bike straight up, but like at a half mile per hour? Just totally in the friction zone, just
Yes.
puttering along.
You could, yep.
Yeah, you don't have to lean the bike to do this exercise. You don't have to lean the bike. He showed us that you don't have to lean the bike to do the U-turn.
So you're not conscious of that now. You're just doing that.
I'm just doing it because I'm trying to get it tighter and tighter.
And you know, like riding a bike with a kid,
Yeah.
and you just know you got
Yep. But that was easier than the U-turns, let me tell you. No, I've always liked the figure 8. Constant, yeah. He did say that my first gear is taller, so it's harder to go slow without the brake on that, it seems to me. So a couple of them I had to, slow down. Yep. Yep. Yeah, always slowing down with the brake. Trying to keep the throttle and the clutch the same place every time. Because once you get it into that purr, then you just leave it there. Same thing for the snowman. Once you get it into that purr when you're going in the circles, you just leave it there. Lots of practice. Just the practice. It's the amount of practice that we do, you'd think we would be better than we are. But
What's that?
I forgot about that.
I could smell it burning.
They get hot?
You can. That's my work. I need to work. Is my go-to is heavier everything, right? Heavier clutch, because I learned early on that I'm less likely to drop it if it's like. But it's not ideal to be having it fight against itself. But you can actually smell the brakes and or the clutch plate getting a little hot, getting a little burning. That's when you shut it down. That's why we don't ever do this for more than 10 or 15 minutes before we're stopping it. But that's why we'll get a little just air out the clutch a little bit. We're coming into the best time of the year, right? We're practicing today. Really tired. All we do is do this, and then we go to the beach and do our.
Try to go wider.
And lay around after that. Oh, yes. So just while we're chatting, it's probably coming up in the video, but the thing is you're anchoring your mind.
I said I'm going to try to go wider, and I didn't do it.
And watching this is people don't hold it. You watch enough Robert videos where it's like hold it, hold it, hold it. Nobody holds it. So the hold it is that center line. So you get on that center line and hold it, and then he'll say transition. And then transition.
Like you're holding it and then you're ball.
Well, kind of, but you don't. So don't watch what she's doing now, because that's advanced. Robert has us one. So really, I'm gonna never do it smoothly after she's done this. You're not supposed to do it like that. You're supposed to be smooth, but he has his ambassadors do funky shit because we practice all the time. It makes it harder for him. So to stop like that, he wants your wheels to literally stop and then go again. But the point of what I was saying was, see if she's on that line. A lot of people do that turn, and then they go straight that way, and they screw themselves for the next one. You know what I mean? So it's all hold it, transition. Hold it, transition. Oh, what's in his?
Or were you doing it in Tampa?
Yeah, we did it in Tampa, but he only had us do it once, and I think you had hung it up by then. So it's this, and then double offset serpentine.
It's easier to stop if you go wider.
I was trying to tell him the hold it, and he was seeing you do the stop. Like, that's not how you want to do it. Yeah. The idea is to do it smoothly, but I explained that to go to the next gate. If you do that, just like in the figure eight, you're screwed for your next turn. So what you do is you come through and you're staying in this turn. You're holding it, and looking for this X, as Lori pointed out. She made an X. Then it's a nice, like, you're actually, by the time you get to the gate, if you do it, you'll go outside of this. By the time you get to the gate, you're actually already going this way. Does that track? So the kind of the natural way that people do it is they're this. They get to here, and now they're like, it just doesn't work. Like, you can't get it around. So if you hook it, almost like you're pulling a trailer with a car or a truck, right? So you got to have room for the trailer to get around.
This is the X.
And then you're going around the X, right? So you're staying. He'll say hold it, transition. So the idea is, if you hold it long enough, making the gates is no problem. The problem is people don't hold it. So you do this, and you're staying in it, man. You're like going backwards, and then back.
It's just successive U-turns.
And you're going wide here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so what you would do is come wide here, aim for this white line, and go around this outside cone.
Oh, okay.
And then go around that outside
Just go
cone.
around the cones.
Yeah, the whole thing. Don't
We're going to go
through
through the gates. You can go. You don't have to do it, but if you want
That'd
to,
be fun, yeah.
just try it. Yeah.
But it's really teaching you to hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, hold it till you get back here, then make your turn. And then you'll have effectively done U-turns.
Yeah. The thing is, beauty about this and the spacing is, if it gets weird, just like in the lefts and rights, let the clutch out, go straight.
Yeah.
Who cares? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you probably want.
I prove it. I don't mind failing.
Yeah. You can watch us do it once, and then if you want to try it, that's great. If not, that's great. But you want to move your bike though, because she's gonna get too close to it. Well, you got you had a hell of a time with U-turns, but
I know.
You got that too wide.
That was way easier.
Yep. Nice. You want me to hold it? Just like you did it.
Ready?
That first part.
That was great. Yeah, I think all you have to do is keep your head and eyes. If you look at the gate you just came out of, it'll help you. But you followed me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates.
Yeah, that was beautiful. The first 6 gates were perfect.
That was awesome.
It's like, you wouldn't believe the amount of pressure I have on this thing, and I seem to lose all awareness.
Only because you're not looking.
Well, you did great. That was first time. That's awesome.
Yeah, but those are the wide sweeping turns. It's wide.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if you try it again, go wide sweeping turns and cross the white line of the gate that you just came out of.
Can I follow you through one more time?
Yeah.
It's those left turns I can just feel
Yep.
like,
Yeah, my rights are like that, what they were when I first started. So everybody's got a weak side. Yep. What's always the first step? What's the first step?
first
First gear. Yeah. Double check for me that that's in first gear. Definitely in first gear. Okay. Because when you took off last time, it was like blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm like, is he in second gear? Yeah, yeah, okay. Sounded like he was in second gear to me, so I wanted to make sure he was in first gear. He was in first gear.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Speed, too much speed, too much speed. Slow down, slow down. Needs to scrub some speed off when he comes around it. Big sweeping turn. Nice. Nice. Look at that lean. Come on, baby. 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 Got the grass. Keep going. Keep going. He's gonna get it. See, he's got the hold it. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Come on, baby, make that left.
Got it.
All the way around. He's got it, he's got it. He did it. He did it.
I know. Woohoo! Beautiful stop.
How about that?
Look at that!
How about that?
20 reps with 30 pounds.
When you watch the video, I will tell you one thing that would make your life a lot easier on that drill.
Tell me.
So when you make the turn, because you got good brake pressure, right? You know that, and you're making that turn, right? And then when you straighten, too much speed. So you
Yeah.
make the
Coming
turn,
around the corner too much.
and then when you get it going straight, too much speed, because now you got more speed than you want. So now you got to really jam the brakes and then do that again. Yeah. If you just don't take off as fast, the whole thing will feel smoother. It
Yeah.
won't- yeah.
Keep the throttle and the clutch in the same spot the whole way. You don't have to change it.
That was sick though, man. You did it.
Yeah.
It feels like,
People can't do that drill.
well, I feel like it was a weird way of getting it done, you know.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
it almost feels like I have to just let go of everything and readjust because I've gone everything so far, like too much brake, too high a throttle. I've lost this, and it feels like I have to reset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, you do.
Definitely.
Is that normal?
Yeah, definitely.
It is, because you're finding it. But it'll come after a while, keeping that clutch in the right spot.
Yeah.
It's not something that comes immediately.
Right.
Once you have that little purr that you know that your bike makes, you'll be able to just stay in it.
That'd be nice.
And like you could see, I was changing my speed up because I was slowing down so that you could catch up, so that we weren't crossing paths. But what I found was, if you do this by yourself, here's the path. You swing around here, And if you aim towards this white line, you're going to take this circle. But as we started to get in here, I noticed that all I had to do was aim for that X.
Right.
All I had to do was aim for this X.
Get behind that line.
Just go to this X, cross it.
I was looking at that X.
Yeah, well, this X will get you to that X, but if you find that because there's only 2 of those.
Gotcha.
Okay, that if you cross that X, it's going to bring you right around this X. But then you're going to come around here, and this X is going to be here. So just cross this. And then you're going this way around. It'll give you plenty of, right to the white line.
Okay.
And this will give you plenty of room to get around. And then again, you're going across this X here.
I thought you did a really nice job of holding it, Jeff, like where you held it, right? It was just your lefts. It just it's just you don't trust it. So, but your rights were. Wait till you see your rights. And I got you angle like this. You were leaning like you. I know you think you don't really lean,
Yeah.
but you really got a good lean going.
What will help you with your lefts is as you're coming out here, if you're looking for that cross. That white cross. As you're coming here, look for that cross and the bike will just go there. You won't have to lean or turn or anything. The bike will just do it.
Want to try one more?
Try one more. Wide turn. That's it. Now just look for this, and cross it. Look for that and cross it. That's it. There you go. Now look for this and cross it. Now look for this and cross it. Just look for it. Yep. Cross it. There you go. Look for this and cross it. Look for this and cross it. There you go.
Too much speed right there.
Look for that and cross it. And then go.
Wow.
He did it.
He did it. He did it. He's still got a little too much speed
Yep.
in the middle of that, right? And that's fine, except it just makes it harder. Oh, here he comes again. I think he's going too fast here.
Slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit.
Yeah. See, he's on the inside of the bike. He's on the inside. So think about that counter.
You got it. You got it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Okay.
Yup. Yup.
All the way around.
Now go around the island. Around the island. In here.
Oh. Now, here he comes.
Yep, look for the white X.
Look
There
at
you
that.
go.
Beautiful. That's really good. Here comes the left.
Look for the white X. Just hold it. Just keep holding it. Good. Right here. Look for this X. Look right here. You got it.
Yep.
Yep. Look for the X. Yep.
Too fast.
Look at that. Yep.
Power, power,
A little
power.
fast.
That's it. You did it.
Slow down a little bit. There you go.
It's really good. Really good. But I'll just over exaggerate the counter sitting and see we'll see what happens.
No, it's going to look way better. You're going to see it. And it's going to be like, oh my God. Oh yeah, I used to do that too. Now I'm lighter on it.
See, I'm over here. I'm over to the right. Now I'm over to the left. Now I'm sitting on the right. Holding, holding, holding. Now I'm over to the right. It's so much easier to make the turns. See how over to the right I am?
See how he's counter? He's on the other side of the seat. You don't have to like shift yourself that much, but just like a little bit of a lead.
I'm a little jammed up here. You hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.
And you hear the purr of the motor. It's just, well, it's just too much clutch. You got throttle's good. It's too much clutch. So you're just letting that clutch out a little bit further than it needs to be. Yeah. Once it's, well, the throttle, just keep where it is. Throttle, keep where it is.
Yep.
And if you get going too fast where the brake is, where you have to jam it, it means just too much clutch. So you just bring the clutch in just a little bit. You're probably at 2 rather than 1.
And then as a result, I can probably ease off.
You'll immediately know that you don't need the brake anymore.
When I was just approaching the turnaround there, I don't know if you heard it, but as you continue to kind of play with that, I'm getting a little bit better with not hammering the brake, the rear brake so hard that I was like, you just do it without thinking, of course, because you're doing 2 things at once. I was letting off the clutch so much, the revs started to come up because I was letting off the clutch so much, as opposed to more clutch, more brake, where I'm always like, around, which works, but maybe less than ideal.
But then you can ease off of that.
Yeah.
Because you've compensated so much on the way up.
And you still got some power. But I think personally, you may be different, but that counter sitting, I was kind of over exaggerating it by throwing my ass around. But even if you get your shoulders over, I'm telling you, it'll make such, like one day you could try it like just big circles in a big parking lot where like, what's that feel like if I'm taking a left and I get the
bike under you.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your body straight and tilt the bike.
That's what the Serpentine is supposed to teach us as well. Is that, you know, remember he said you're going wide and staying wide, but your body is staying up, right? So you're kind of working on that as you're doing that Serpentine.
Right, you're
as
just
well.
rocking the bike underneath
Yep.
you.
Yeah. Not a slalom like a skier, but more like just moving the bike.
Are my rights marginally better because there's a little bit of that in there, I shift a little bit there, or is it just that's just more of a natural
Your
side?
rights are better because you think your rights are better, right? You can just see your whole body language when you turn left. Like the whole thing just seizes up, and you're like, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I get
But
it.
you
My
did
rights,
it.
my rights were like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Think about what you
Like
did.
High school. I did it.
Think about what you were at Tampa, and what you just did, right?
Yeah.
That's-
I freaked. I was done.
Yeah.
By the time we got to I could have stayed on starts and stops, just trying to understand the controls,
Yeah.
but that's what's so good about realizing that,
Yeah.
But even a little thing like, okay, you've got too much clutch. That's why. So there's a reason why, but I don't know enough about it to know what the fix
Right.
is. So if
Right.
all of a sudden I'm hammering the brake, what is the reason? Well, it's too much clutch.
Yeah.
It's not too much throttle.
No.
It's too much clutch.
Yeah.
So then I have to just
Yeah.
bring that in, and the
Yeah.
bike will settle.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge. I had your bike at about 2,000 the whole way, and I exaggerated that a little bit so you could be like, okay, it's okay to have those kind of revs. Like it's not hurting the bike to have those kind of revs. It was but it was 2,000. It wasn't
Yeah.
3,000 or 3,500. It wasn't anything damaging to the bike by any means. But buddy, you had power the whole way. You know,
Awesome.
it was cool. I'm gonna get a drink.
That was great.
So we're gonna exit interview.
Okay.
All right. We're here with Jeff. We met Jeff in Tampa at a Be the Boss practice session with Robert. And Jeff's a pretty new rider to that great big ultra classic. And actually we rode back with him from Tampa, it's just some back roads, and really wanting to practice. Jeff's retired and really willing to practice and learn. So this was Jeff's first time with us. And how'd it go? What do you think?
It was great. It was
Yeah.
great. No, I feel like I know what I need to work on. I know a lot more of cause and effect,
Yeah.
and not that I have it mastered in any way. I think starts and stops,
Yeah.
start from the beginning,
Yeah.
spend time just doing that. I know what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
which is half the battle.
Yeah.
And no, I'm excited, so it's fun.
Yeah, Jeff was a golf instructor, at least as far as I know,
Yeah.
and but the parallels are unbelievable, and he has picked it up. What I think is so interesting about new people learning how to ride is here's a guy who's accomplished in a discipline, and came here, and we were talking about, hey, let's take a ride or whatever, and he's like, like that'll be a long time, like super long time. He was here 15 minutes. Like he tried some things 3 times, and he was doing in Tampa. You couldn't even do a left turn or a right turn. Here,
no.
on the 3rd try, something like that,
Yeah.
you already did it. You already did the right turn. So it's just that little bit of repetition and knowing the practice and the power zones, the brake and the clutch. I mean, he was doing double offset serpentine. He did double offset serpentine a couple of times.
Yep, you did the single serpentine too.
And single serpentine, and I'm what Jeff I don't think understands is a lot of people can't do that after a lot of practice, can't do that double offset, bring it back. So
Well, there's nothing natural about it yet, but and the anguish is pretty incredible. But we'll get there,
Yeah.
and like I said, half the battle is knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So,
right on.
and I'm a slow learner. So,
Well, we're excited to have you, and
Thanks.
we're happy.
appreciate it.
Awesome. Till next time.